Hello everyone, my name is Daniel. I'm a coach with the AIA training program. Some of you may have seen me in my previous video called The Road to 50K, where I discussed how I'm going to take my publishing business to $50,000 a month by the end of the year. Others will know me from the course where I coach people on a daily basis and create content with Alex, my colleague, and do Q&A calls in the evening. During my time as a coach, I have had the pleasure of working with many, many students, and one of the themes that comes up very, very regularly that holds people back is mindset. Mindset is fundamental to success. If you don't have a good mindset, you will not be successful. It's absolutely guaranteed to hold you back. If you do not have a good mindset, you will not be successful. But what is mindset? Mindset is essentially how you see the world. And we are programmed from a very young age with different stimuli, voices, sounds, tastes, smells, colours, faces, all this kind of stuff, all the way through our lives, up until we become adults, and it's relationships and experiences in business and finance and all this other stuff. So some of us can become quite jaded, some of us can become quite skeptical, some of us can be positive. Nevertheless, you need to have a good mindset in order to be successful in business. And one of the things that holds most of the students back here is having the wrong mindset. Now, in different walks of life, there'll be different indicators or different things that you can tell whether or not you have the right or wrong mindset. As a coach, I've been able to put together a short list of the things that I see regularly that I am able to spot either through behavior or things that people say that is indicative of having the wrong mindset. And if these things were addressed and fixed, those people could probably go on to be very successful at publishing or anything else they decided to do. Okay, so what are these things? Now, you'll be able to recognize some of these things in yourself maybe, or in someone else. If you've got more than one of these traits, I strongly suggest that you try and rectify it, because it will hold you back. But let's kick it off. The first one is the people who consider themselves being a know-it-all, basically. You know the type. Sort of people that go, yeah, no, I don't need to watch that lesson. I've done all this before. Or they're generally people who are a little bit older. I found in the course, people who are about my age, actually, that they've been there, they've done it, they've got the t-shirt, they don't need to watch this lesson because they've done this before, and I've had a business before, so I don't need to know about that. And you know what, it's the most frustrating thing in the world, because they are the people who know the least. The people who think they know the most actually are the people that know the least. So don't be that person. If that's you, if you think that these young guys who are 25, the twins, or the coaches that are half your age don't know what they're talking about and they should take a leaf out of your book, you're wrong. You're flat wrong. And you're probably not going to make it. You need to be a blank canvas when you come here. You need to soak up information like a sponge. And coming in with that kind of attitude will do nothing but hold you back, and you'll probably quit and go on and do something else again that will fail. So don't do that. In my previous work, I've been around people who are setting up businesses regularly. And people used to ask me for my advice on what they should do, be the first thing they should do when setting up a business. My advice was always create a business plan. The business plan itself is a valuable document for any business to have, but the actual creation of that document is incredibly valuable for the person who's creating, or the business owner. Through the creation of that document, you get to understand what your business is going to be, how it's going to work, what the finances are going to be like, who your customer is, who your competition is, etc., etc., etc. It's a complicated thing to put together sometimes, and I've written business plans that have taken me 15 or 16 attempts to get right. But the value is in the creation of that document. However, it's not a sexy thing to do. It's no fun. It's daunting. It's a lot of hard work. So when I would give people this advice and they came back to me with their business card design or their logo design, I knew they absolutely had the wrong mindset, because they wanted to do the fun stuff first. And I get that to a point, but it's an indicator of where their mind was. Their mind was having a sexy business card, telling their friends down the pub, and not actually getting on with the grind of doing the actual work. And although we don't really need a business plan for what we're doing in publishing, designing a logo, thinking of a company name, working on your company website, all that kind of stuff, it's absolutely not necessary. You don't need to think about it, but if you are, your head is not in the right space. You have the wrong mindset. Other people come into the course and they are skeptical, and I understand that. If you're going to spend a lot of your money and your time on a course that you found online, you want to know it's the real thing. There's a lot of crap out there, let's be honest. There's a lot of dodgy deals and all this kind of stuff. So you want to do your due diligence and understand that the Mickelson twins are who they say they are, and AIA is what it says it is. And there are people out there doing very well at publishing, and there are, by the way. So you do your due diligence, You join the course, and yet you're still looking for verification. So this is a problem. And I see this a lot. We all do. All the coaches see this a lot. It's when people are still looking for verification. They still want to speak to people earning a lot of money. They still want to know this isn't a scam. And okay, I get it to a degree, but then once they've actually spoken to some people and they've seen evidence of it, they're still digging around to try and find fault and looking for contradictions and things like that. This is the wrong mindset, and those people generally don't make it. And the reason that they do this, and the reason a lot of people try and find fault in the tools that they use, is because they are setting themselves up to have a good excuse to use later when their friends and peers and family say, what happened to that publishing thing you were doing? And they can go, oh yeah, it was just another internet scam or whatever. It never was. It never is. It's just those are the kinds of people that need excuses, and they need to have something to fall back on when it gets difficult and they decide they don't have an appetite for it anymore. Wrong mindset. Don't be that guy or that woman. And this leads on to something else. And this is the thing that really, really gets my goat. This winds me up more than anything else there is so far. And I can get annoyed quite easily. But this one gets me really going. And that is about entitlement. There are people who can do publishing and within a short period of time earn quite a bit of money. I was one of those people, but I didn't have a family, I don't have kids, I didn't have a full-time job. So I was able to throw myself into it and do 12, 15-hour days very regularly over months and months. And within 6 months, I was earning a nice income. And a lot of my colleagues are the same. However, people are different. They have different responsibilities. Some people have a full-time job, they come home and they've got to put the kids to bed, and then maybe they'll have an hour in the evening to do it. So it's really relative. And that's not a problem. It takes as long as it takes. What I have a problem with is when people feel entitled to be earning $10,000 a month within 6 months of joining the course. That level of entitlement really gets me going. And if they're not doing it, it's a scam or it's a con. And the reason they're not doing it is because they haven't put the time in, they haven't put the effort in, or they think they should get something for nothing. This is a real business that we're creating here. This is a real future. And like any business, you have to invest your time, energy, and you have to make sacrifices. And if you're not prepared to do that, you will fail. And if you expect to do it without that, you have the wrong mindset. And not only will you quit, you probably shouldn't join. You should go somewhere else, get into Bitcoin or play the lottery or whatever it is you decide to do. This isn't for you. Just remember, we are building a business, and you have to understand this is a business like any other, and it takes a lot of hard work. Yes, you can earn a lot of money within 6 months if you apply yourself, but if you don't, you won't. Let me give you another way of looking at this. When you leave school, you might go to college. You might spend 2 years at college. You might leave college and then go to university. That might be 3 or 4 years. Okay, that's 6. You leave university, you'll go into a job. You're only going to be in that job for 2 years. Then you might have a look in on getting $10,000 a month. I think it's unlikely. But if you're left university and within 2 years you're earning $120,000 a year, you're not watching this video. So it doesn't matter. You're not the person I'm talking to. Well done, whoever you are. But for the rest of us, it's not reality. But that's 8 years and a lot of student debt to not be earning $10,000 a month. So where does this entitlement come from? I don't get it. So just don't be that person. Yes, you can do it, and you're lucky that we've got something here that can be done, but it's not your right. You have to do the grind like anything else. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of my list. That's the things that I come across a lot. They're the things that hold people back. If you recognize any of those things in you, please do try and adjust it. The ideal way to be or to aim for is to be a blank canvas, ready to soak up information with no preconceptions, no ideas. Have your dreams, have your motivation and all that kind of thing, but don't let it get in the way. Watch all the content in the order that it's presented. Ask questions when you need to. There are plenty of us coaches there to help you. And if you're thinking about joining the course, please also understand that there is a way to be successful. And it's not to feel that it's your entitled right. And it's not to feel that you know more than you're going to get taught. So I'll stop my rant there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have done another video recently called The Road to 50K, which again, I talked about how I'm going to take my business to $50,000 a month. We'll be creating another video for that very soon. If you want to know more about what we do on the course, there is a link in the description below where we detail exactly what we do in a webinar for about it's an hour long or so. So please watch that. And to everyone else, I will see you in the next video. Cheerio.